Welcome to another edition of Whiskey, Games, and Nerd Stuff. In today's Whiskey, we are finishing off some Monkey Shoulder, and today's game is going to be a how to play a Gentle Rain. Well, it's more of a how to play and a playthrough. I have done a how to play a Gentle Rain in 90 seconds or under 90 seconds, so if you're in a hurry, feel free to jump over to that one and catch it. So this one we'll go ahead and get into. This is A Gentle Rain by Kevin Wilson. The game for one or more minds in need of a soothing reset. Now, I normally won't go through and read the rules of a game, but I really liked how this one was done, so I'm going to go ahead and read these. You've come to the lakeside hoping to see a rare and beautiful sight. The lilies of the lake only open their blossoms in the rain, and only rarely do all the 8 varieties bloom at once. Place the lake tiles in such a way to cause all 8 types of lilies to bloom before you run out of tiles and the rain comes to an end. And they've got this number 1. Get comfortable. Change into some loose clothing if you can. Perhaps turn on some soft music or make yourself some tea or hot cocoa. Or in my case, I'm going to pour a glass of whiskey. Inhale through your nose. Hold that breath for a moment, then exhale through your mouth. Number 2, now begin. You'll need a flat area to play on, so don't play on any basketballs. First, place the blossoms tokens nearby, then shuffle up the lake tiles, turning them face down and stacking them in a pile. Draw the first tile, turning it face up and placing it in the center of your play area. This is your starting tile. Keep going. Draw another tile from the draw pile and look at it. Try to place it next to your starting tile in a way that completes one of the flowers along its edge with a matching color. If you are able to place the tile somewhere, you must. If you cannot, discard the tile after you have either placed the tile or discarded it, drawing again. Growing the lake. Place each new tile you draw next to a tile already in play, making sure to match the colors of all the tile edges that touch the tile you are placing. Anytime you cannot place a tile you've drawn, discard it. Blossoming stage. Each time you manage to complete a square of 4 touching tiles, a blossom opens between them. Look at the 4 completed flowers on the 4 touching tiles. Choose an unplayed blossom that matches the color of one of those 4 flowers and place it in the hole between them. All blossoms matching the colors of the surrounding 4 flowers have already been played. Then no blossom opens after all. The end. As soon as the 8 blossoms open, the game ends, and you stand at the lakeside admiring the view. Your score is equal to the number of unplayed tiles left in the draw pile, plus 8 since all 8 blossoms have opened. So if you have 4 tiles left after all 8 blossoms open, your score would be 12. 4 unplayed tiles plus 8 open blossoms. It's possible, but very unlikely to get a high score of 21. However, if you run out of tiles before all 8 blossoms open, the rain ends and the game comes to an end. Count up the number of blossoms that open, that's your score. But don't worry if all 8 blossoms don't open in time though. You can always return to the lake again. In a gentle rain, it's the journey that matters, not the destination. I really liked how that rules was done. You know, it'd be amazing if all games had rules this simple. And then this way, if I say or do any misplays, people can call it out since we go ahead and have the rules. So let's go ahead and get this started. And we're going to play that first tile. There we go. And then now we have another tile, and we're going to go ahead and try and match this. There we go. And we just keep going. Now, you can play for the most strategic way to do this. And you probably should. However, when I'm playing this, I like to just kind of give myself a rule where I don't spend more than a certain, 5 to 15 seconds trying to play something and just kind of seeing what happens. Now, it's not the ideal way, but this is a game that, again, I feel is very, it's not a stressful game. I enjoy playing it. It's relaxing. And I choose not to make it more difficult than it needs to be. So what I will do is I just make a point of kind of grabbing these and placing these as I can. Now, it's not always ideal to get the high score when you're doing something like this, but it's how I choose to do it. And the important thing about games is you kind of play the games how you like to play them. So let's see. Right now we don't have any, but I feel like we got, yep, there we go. So we've got one right here. And we have to pick one of the two. So let's go ahead and pick this one. We'll place that there. So we've got 1 point so far. All right, we are going to have to play it over here. And if you played this game, I'd really like to know what your thoughts are on this game. And when you play, are you playing for the optimal strategy? Or are you playing just to enjoy it? Kind of how is your thought process in playing this game? And with cozy games, what is kind of your go-to cozy game? What's that game that you play that you know is going to be relaxing, you know you're going to enjoy it, and you can just kind of have a good time? I'm also curious for those out there, what would be your cozy music? You know, I joked about this in another video where, you know, I'll put on Disturbed or Metallica when I played this, but I actually do throw it on Octane a lot when I'm playing games just to kind of relax and play. I find, you know, that music does kind of relax me. I know it's kind of, you know, when you get something like Disturbed or Metallica playing, you know, not everybody's going to find that relaxing, but I do. It brings back a lot of good memories. All right, I'm not having much luck here. Oh, you know what? No, we have a dead spot. So this is something you want to watch for is not one token will have two of the same flower half. So, or this one is going to be a dead spot, which we won't be able to get. So that is something to be aware of when you're putting these together is, are you inadvertently creating dead spots? And unfortunately, we did create some dead spots. So, all right. We might just be out of luck on this one. It's got to match somewhere. Where does it match? You know, there it goes. Let's place it right there. All right, where can this go? Oh, there we go. Nice. All right, so let's place this one. Oh, dude, we did two. That's pretty cool. So we've got this one we'll put here. And then let's put the white one right there. Nice. We closed two out. I haven't done that before. I don't recall ever closing out two at the same time. And if you see anything that was an obvious play that I missed, feel free to make a comment in the comment section. I know I'm going to misplay a few things, especially when I'm kind of doing this fairly quick. Let's see. Nope, that's not going to go. That's not going to go. But we will go there. All right, let's see. Let's just go up here. We're getting low on tiles. Okay, the blue's not going to go anywhere. The purple won't go anywhere. I feel like I'm missing some obvious ones. All right, I'm going to move this. Move these out of the way. And that's a dead spot, so we can't go there. Nice. We've got open this one up, which is a 2-er. So we already placed the white one. Let's go ahead and do the yellow one right there. And let's place the blue one right there. So we've got 3 tokens left. Let's see what else we can get. Nope. 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 Just a few more. There we go. Let's get that purple over there. There's no really white ones because that's a dead spot. So let's go to, nope. Nope, there we go. However, oh yeah, we good. We got that one spot. Nice. So now all we have left is that one. So let's see if we can finish off one with that. And I'll go there. Oh, look, we created another dead spot by mistake. Darn it. All right, let's see if these last 2 give us something. Nope. 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 Not there. Dang it. Yeah, we did not. Well, let's go ahead and place. I want to give ourselves an opportunity to get something, but I don't think we're going to have much luck. So let's go ahead and place this one and see if this can give us the last one we need. And that's not going to create one. That would be great, but that's not going to create one. That won't. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't see one there. So we've got 7 points. And that's how you play a gentle rain. Now, I know I did some misplaces here. I know I did. Because every time you do these videos, you go back and like, oh, I should have done that. I should have done that. And I do have a question for anybody that's still watching the video. When, because I don't do as much editing as a lot of other people do, as you can tell with some of my videos. But when I do go back and watch through it and I do just a little bit of editing, do you like it when people voice over or put in that they know that they did a misplay and to point it out? Or do you prefer just to, not acknowledge it and let people viewing it make a comment in the comment section? I can kind of go either way on that. Sometimes depending on the extent of it, I feel like it takes the distraction from the video, especially if you're listening to like a video while you're driving or while you're doing house chores. You just kind of have it playing in the background. If you've got the words pop up, then nobody particularly notices it. Would be curious to hear your thoughts on that, but this is how to play a gentle rain with a little playthrough, and we got that score 7. And again, we are finishing off the monkey shoulder, so let's go ahead and take a sip. As always, I really appreciate people taking the time to watch the video. Please leave comments in the comment section. And until next time, folks, cheers.